Hi, today I'm going to show you how to use the rank function in Power BI and also with SQL Server SQL Querying. We're going to quickly start with SQL Querying. Here I've got a database with a table. So you can see I've got several databases. I've got a table here called Stats.Scores. And what Stats.Scores is all about, really, is it shows you the scores of students in particular subjects, how they performed, during an exam in a particular subject. So the rank formula is really, really important in SQL Server querying. If you want to see how a product is performing against other products, or a service is performing against other services, then it's a very useful function. The first thing that I want to show you is how it works. So here, basically, I have a very simple table. I've got 3 columns. I've got scores, lots of scores. The students have taken 2 subjects here. Test ABC, test XYZ. What I want to do is do a ranking, an overall ranking. Sometimes you need to do an overall ranking. It could be on price, it could be on scores. So the first thing that I always say to people in SQL Server querying is select your columns. So you've got all these columns here. You want to show them first of all. Then after your select statement, you want to apply the formula. And then you can add an extra column. So if we execute this, you can see fine. Okay, now we want to put the formula right at the bottom. Now, if we put that formula, the formula in SQL, I'm going to copy and paste this here for you so you can use it later. It's very simple. It's a very simple formula to do an overall ranking. Rank over, and in brackets, order by the column. I want to do my ranking here on the score column. I want to see how each student performed, and I want that result in a column called rank. So let's execute that. You can see I have an additional column, and you can see all the students that scored 95 got a 1, and then 5 students got a 1, and then the next student got a 6, and that's fantastic. And that's because I use the descent, the order by stat score descent. If we do ASC, which is ascent, you can see that I'm just totally reversing. So I'm saying that 95 is not the highest score, but the highest score would be 50. So all those who got 50 actually did the best. Let's execute that. So you can see I've done an overall ranking. The problem with this here, as you can see, is that it's an overall ranking. So I've got someone who did maybe test ABC, maybe Spanish as a subject, or chemistry, got a 1, and then somebody who did another subject got a 1. But I want to see how each subject performed. So this is an overall ranking across all the subjects. So that's fantastic. But in this particular case, I want to see, but what about each subject? How did everyone fare then in each subject? So that is what we call ranking by category. And when you do ranking by category, you're using a different formula. So you can see this was a very simple formula. It was called rank over order by the column, and you can do it in ascending or descending, and you can then add another column, which I called rank. I could have called it anything else. I'm going to add another SQL Server statement here, and we're just going to execute this top one here. Now, what this does is it uses, you can see, use TSQL 2012. That is, use that particular, table show my test ID, show my score column, my student column, my test ID column, and do a ranking by category. You might be wondering why at the S, why the S, why the S? It's because I've actually given this table an alias. I've said S. I just want to shorten my code. I don't want to use too much code. I want to call my table S, and that's when you use an alias. And the formula here is very simple. It is rank over partition by. So you need to partition. We want to partition by that category. And in this particular case, the category is the subject. And after we've partitioned by the category, we can then order by the score. So I want to see how each student performed. So let's execute that one more time. Let's see the result. You can see now I've got just my first test, A, B, C, and you can see it is doing a perfect ranking here. 1, 1, 3, 3. All those who scored 95 got a 1 in test ABC. And here, fantastic. All those who scored 95 in the second test got a 1 as well. So you can see it's done 2 sets of ranking. For each subject, it's done a ranking. So I'll leave this, I'll paste these formulas. They're very useful formulas when you're doing ranking with SQL. I don't think you need any more, but this is a very good start. Now let's go over to Power BI. And we are going to look at the same table. We're going to get data. We're going to get data from that same table. And what we're going to do is we're just going to click on this connect. We're going to copy the string. That's the server that I want to connect to. I've pasted the string in there. I'm connecting to it. It's showing me my databases. I want to go back to that stat scores. You can see I'm in Power BI. And you can see this is so easy. I've done this really quickly. I'm going to choose that. I'm going to load it. I'm not cleaning any data. I'm loading my data. And once I've loaded my data, I'm going to go straight again into the data. You can see it's showing me the same information that I had here. I had 3 columns. I had test ID, score, student ID. And here I've got the same thing. I've got test ID, student ID, score. Now what I want the same thing that I did with SQL Server querying in my SQL Server Studio Management Studio. So I am going to quickly go into my modeling tab. And in this particular case, I want to add a new column. I want that to be a rank. And the formula here with Power BI, again, is really, really simple. It is RANKX. Choose the table and choose the column that you want to do your ranking on. It's much, much easier than SQL Server, and you will see how this works. So I want a column called rank, and I want to use the function called RANKX. And you can see it's asking me, what table do you want to use? And you can see here on the right-hand side, I want to use that table. If I just click on S, it actually already lists the table there for me. That is absolutely fantastic. And now I need to choose the column that I want to use that score column. I want to rank on score. I want an overall ranking on scores. And you can see it's showing me my column. And that's it. I'm going to close my bracket and I'm going to click on OK. And you can see that it's done ranking overall on my all across all my subjects. And you can see that. So that's fantastic. So it works really in a very similar way to SQL Server. What about if I want to then do a ranking by a category? So I want to see the ranking just like I did in SQL Server. I want to see the ranking against some subjects. Again, there's a quick formula you can use, and this is what the formula is. It is, again, I'm going to paste it here, That's the formula, and all you need to do is then substitute your table name there and the column names. I've done that already just to make life a lot easier, and we're just going to cut and paste that very quickly. I'm going to leave everything for you here. You can cut and paste and just substitute your values. So let's see how that works. So we are going to go back to the modeling tab. We're going to add a new column. We're going to paste that in, and that's it. We've done a ranking again, and this time we've done for each subject, we've done some ranking. And if you look at the formula, if we go up, you can see that's my formula. Very easy. In this particular case, I've given my column such a long name. I can shorten this name and call it rank by sub, you know, just shorten the name really quickly, and you can see that's rank by sub. So here we have an overall ranking, and here we've got ranking by a category, and I've used the subject, the actual test the students did. I want to see how they performed in each subject. I don't want an overall ranking. I want a ranking per subject. So that formula is very important. You can see the formula is here. So you rank, you filter, you have your table, and you have your earlier table as well. Okay, so I shall paste these formulas. They're very useful. You can use them for all kinds of ranking in your data analysis. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed my session. Thank you very much. Thanks.